We're joined today by Derek Redelman, our education and workforce expert with the Indiana Chamber. Common Core has been a topic that we've been telling you about for more than the past year. Derek, the issue's back at the Indiana General Assembly again. What's taking place in 2014?
There is a bill again this year, Senate Bill 91. It's passed the Senate, now working its way through the House. It's interesting because opponents of Common Core are looking at this bill as kind of the final stake in the heart of the Common Core state standards. In reality, what the bill does is allow the State Board of Education to continue the review process that was started by last year's legislation, and then it does void our current standards, which are Common Core, on July 1st of this year. But July 1st is also the deadline date for the State Board of Education to have new standards, and those new standards could be anything from a replication of Common Core to a completely new set of standards. So it really just allows the State Board to continue the process that it's doing, and we'll have standards soon enough.
Well, most importantly, outside the General Assembly, today is when draft standards have been released, as was prescribed in last year's legislation.
Yep.
Talk a little bit about those standards and then what the Chamber's doing in taking a look at those.
Sure. The Department of Education and the State Board of Education have been working together. They pulled together panels of subject area experts in both English and math, both higher education and K-12 levels, to look at our current standards, which are Common Core, to look at our past standards, to look at model standards from around the country. And they have, out of looking at all of those different models, putting them next to each other, have come up with a draft set of standards that were released today. And now we'll have a chance to take a look at them. We have hired some folks who are well-respected curriculum and standards experts right here in Indiana who are taking a look at them, and we hope to have some feedback on those drafts in the next few days.
Talk a little bit about what happens next from the big picture. I know there's some hearings, public comment periods coming up, but what takes place next?
Yeah, this will all go very quickly. The standards just came out today, and then there will be public hearings this coming Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday in Plymouth, Indianapolis, and Sellersburg, respectively. Then public comment will continue through the middle of March, and then the standards and public comment and all of that will be taken to the Education Roundtable and to the State Board of Education. And the intent is to have new standards adopted for Indiana by the beginning of April.
Derek, last question, the bottom line. You've said it often over the last year plus. What's the goal of the Indiana Chamber here? What's so important to achieve at the end?
Our goal is to have the best college and career-ready standards that Indiana can have. We have thought that the Common Core was a good set. We've also said all along that there may be room within the Common Core or outside of Common Core to improve upon those standards, and that's why we've embarked on a review to look at what other states have done as well, even some states that are not Common Core, and to just make sure that we have the best, most rigorous standards that we can.
Derek, thank you. Derek has much more detail in his story in this week's legislative report. Stay tuned, there's much more to happen on the issue of Common Core.